So if you're wondering how you can shift your habit to wake up earlier, work on your own projects, and maybe even sleep just a little bit better, then this video is for you. Hello, my name is Katherine and welcome. I wanted to start off with the why of getting up early, because for many years I didn't believe there was any good reason for me to get up early and work on my own stuff. I just thought, I'll work on it at night. There's actually a lot of research that shows that the best time for us to sleep is from 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. And that's when we get some of the most regenerative sleep that we need for our bodies. If you want to learn more about this and why we should get up early, I suggest actually two books. The first one is Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson, and the second one is The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. After reading the two books, I really was convinced to try out this morning routine and morning ritual thing and getting up super early, because I just always thought I was a natural night owl and that was it and I shouldn't change my rhythm. But after having done it for 2 years, I can honestly say that it did make a really big difference in my life. And I find I do get a lot more done and I feel better about the day, and it just feels so good to get up and get stuff done before anybody is up. So here are 7 tips on how to wake up earlier. Number 1, go to bed early. Surprisingly, the biggest part of getting up early is going to bed early. And getting enough sleep is crucial. I found that after a couple of groggy, tired mornings, I found it easier to get to bed at night. So just going with it and keep getting up early will help you eventually get to bed earlier. I almost found this silly to mention as well, but in the end, when I think back on it, I spent so many hours just going on my computer, not thinking about it, or watching another show, and the next thing I knew it was 2 a.m. and it was really too late to go to bed. Number 2, have a night routine. Having a night routine really helps us wind down. I find just having routines in general helps our mind and body get into whatever activity we're about to do. It's just a little signal to our brain to say, hey, I'm about to do this. For example, for a night routine, we can turn off our computer at a certain time, wash our face, brush our teeth, that sort of thing, get our pajamas ready, get our things ready for the next day. That same sequence every night at the same time really helps our body get into that night mode. This actually really surprised me because I found after about a week or so, I was naturally getting tired around the same time at night. My body was already getting used to it. I found another thing that really helped me was to set an alarm on my phone about which time to go to bed. And just to say, hey, start doing your night routine, because otherwise, again, I would just start watching something else, doing a little bit something more. I just now turn off my computer at a certain time, and that's that. Number 3, go to bed at the same time every night. Even if I'm not tired, I start that wind down routine, and I find it just helps me get into that sleepy phase. Sometimes before bed I feel completely wired, and then just doing the routine helps me to get sleepy, and picking that time to do it really helps me set that routine in. Number 4, find your why. Why do we want to do this in the first place? Having a good reason to get up in the morning makes us less likely to hit that snooze button and just hit the ground running and start our day. I found something that really helped me is actually right before I went to bed, I wrote down my 3 top goals that I wanted to work on in the morning, and then I knew, oh, those are the things I'm working towards. Number 5, set up your stuff. Get anything you need for the mornings ready the night before. I like to put out my gym clothes because I do yoga in the mornings and that just helps me hit the ground running. Another thing that I like to do is prep some easy breakfast, or at least know what I'm going to have for breakfast the next day. That way I'm not already decided what I should do in the mornings, and that it just helps me move forward. Number 6, keep your phone out of the bedroom. This serves as a double duty, especially for me, because then I'm less likely to look at my social media for an hour in bed and again lose out on that sleep that I really wish I had more of. And the second thing is, if we use it as an alarm, then, especially for me, I have to get up physically out of bed, go into the other room, turn off the alarm. Then I'm less likely to just fall back in bed after hitting the snooze button. Number 7, ease into it. If you normally get up at 8, then start getting up at 7 and see how that's like. Once you adapt to the 7, then go to 6, and then go to 5:30 or 5, or whatever time you want to wake up. I found that this helped me enormously. If I had done it from, let's say, 8 a.m. to 5 a.m., it just would not have worked and I would have been miserable. It took me quite a bit of time to get up to the super early wake up time, but it was a gradual increase and it really wasn't that bad. So there you have it. Those were my top 7 tips on getting up early. And just remember, it's a process. It doesn't have to be perfect every time. Sometimes you can go out at night and wake up a little bit later. Just have fun with it. This is your life. This is about making the life that you really want. Experiment and see what works for you. I think it took me a full year to go from 8 a.m. wake up till 5:30 a.m. The gradual wake up increase really helped me a lot. And honestly, waking up early is really nice and I do get a lot done in the mornings, but I find keeping a schedule is actually really nice as well. It just helps me go to sleep and fall asleep a lot faster than I used to be able to. So little disclaimer, since having a baby, things have changed, but not as much as I actually thought. I still get up really early because babies love to get up really, really early. But I do have to say that now I go to bed a little bit later, around 10-11, because at nighttime is actually when the house is the most quiet and I can get the most stuff done. There are actually some days, few and far between, where I get up at 9 because my husband's with the baby and I had a rough night and I just need to sleep in. Because let me tell you, there is no worse form of torture than sleep deprivation. None. The point is to do whatever works for you and adapt as your life changes. This habit really helped me get up early, but surprisingly the biggest thing about this is that it helped me get to bed earlier, which was one of my biggest challenges before. And now I would love to hear from you. What is one thing that you really struggle with getting up earlier? And maybe as an action tip, what is one small little step you can do to get to bed earlier? If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate your time. I'll see you next time.